Sandy here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I am sharing my most recent project for Country Craft Creations using Carta Bella's Oh Happy Day 12 by 12 paper collection. So this is a large album. The cover measures 10.5 by 10.5 and the pages inside are 10 by 10. So this would be what I consider a true 10 by 10 album in the fact that the pages are 10 by 10. So here on the front I kept it pretty simple. I used the new album cover wrap designed by Tamara of Country Craft Creations, and I used the Kraft Artisan Cardstock that you can order from Country Craft Creations as well to wrap my cover and to construct my pages. I then matted the solid green from the Oh Happy Day solids collection that you can get to complement the patterned paper, and then I cut a piece here of the patterned paper just to go on the front, the spine, as well as the back. Now this piece, I do not show the decorating of the cover or the pages or patterning the pages in my tutorial. There will be a tutorial on how to make the basic construction of this album, but here in this video I'm just going to briefly, as I show the album, give you some tips on what I did or added in so that you can duplicate that or give you some ideas for what you want to do for yours. So this piece here is, of course, on the front is 10.25 by 6. So I could get two pieces out of one sheet of paper, and I put one on the front and one on the back, and then the spine piece is the 6 inches high, and then I cut that out of a scrap, and it is 1.5. So that's the main piece onto the green, which I matted onto the front, spine, and the back of the album. I then added this really pretty buffalo black and white check ribbon from Country Craft Creations. Always check their ribbons section on the website, countrycraftcreations.com, for some beautiful ribbons to complement a lot of these papers. This collection, Oh Happy Day by Carta Bella, is available now while supplies last, so you might want to check on that and see what you want to get for your project. This particular one I started out with 2 sheets of each pattern, and I think 2 sheets of each solid. I did order some extra paper in, so I would suggest that whatever prints or design are your favorite that you might want to use in your album of the collection, that you order 3 to 4 extra sheets, because this is a big album, especially if you want to pattern the whole page. Otherwise you can do some piecing like I did on mine, but I did order some extra for that. So after I attached the ribbon down with, I then fussy cut out this floral piece from one of the patterned papers and glued that on here to the side. Then I glued a white piece of the Artisan Cardstock, white cardstock, which I did use probably about, I would say 10 or 12 sheets of the Artisan Cardstock in the white for mats and different tags and things. This one is 4.5 by 4.5 square. And then I took a smaller, about 4 by 4 piece of Kraft cardstock, cut that down to a square, 4.5 by 4.5, placed it into my scoreboard and scored every 1/8 of an inch to get this ridged look. I don't know if we can see that real well in the camera, but it has a ridged texture under there. Let's cut this out and glued it on, and use just a little bit of extra cardstock underneath it, like 2 layers, to lift it up to match this. And then, of course, so this is a cut apart, and on all the flowers in the frame and on the cut apart and here the large arrangement, I did use Nouveau's Crystal Glaze that I purchased from Country Craft Creations. You can check to see if they still have that in the shop or not. That just gives a little extra texture to the flowers. I like that. And then here I created, out of a scrap of cardstock, the Kraft cardstock, I created a little fold out album. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. Well, actually not the front. So you have 4 places for photos. Oh, we have more. We have 4 here and 2 on the back. So 6 places for little photos. 5 or 6, you might want to leave that one with a pretty pattern on it. This is a piece of cardstock that I had left that was about 11 inches long and 3 inches wide or tall, and I scored it at, looks like 2 3/4. That's not exact. 5 1/2, 8 1/4 to get this size. Now, normally what I do is I just fold it the width I want and then bring it on down. If I have to trim a little bit off, I can. And of course, I glued this down on the cover. And before I did that, I attached this ribbon on the back so that it could be tied closed. So we have like a little bonus mini album right here on the very front of our album. And on the back, you will see again, it's just this plain piece. And I did, from one of the branding strips, cut out "Oh Happy Day" and matted it to a scrap of paper so that it tells me on the back what collection that I used. So let's take a look on the inside now. So you just untie the ribbon. It's a really nice weight ribbon. A dovetail cut the ends. So just flip this open. So this is an add-on that I did after I constructed the album. I really love how this turned out. This is optional. If you don't want a real thick album, you could leave this out. It has a lot of interactive things going on here just inside this cover. So I'm going to go over that with you and then show you how it is added into the album and how you can not use it if you don't want to. So this first element, and all this is in the tutorial on how to make this, just not how to pattern and decorate it. Everything except for the inserts. Inserts I usually make out of scraps, so that's what I suggest you do. After you get everything made, then you go to your scraps and you see what you have and use different sizes to create your own unique individual inserts for your album. This is what I call a library pocket, and I have this string closure here that I created with 2 brads and 2 circles I punched out of the paper. And this lifts up, and then inside I have a tag or a photo mat that has a little pull tab here that comes out, and it's a booklet. So I have 2 photo mats in there. You can put one on the back too. You could add a few more extra pictures and things inside there if you wanted to. So that just tucks in there, and then this wraps around the brad to close it up. Okay, then on the left side we have a little waterfall. It has a magnet closure here. So this flips down, and these were all patterned with scraps of paper, and these are stickers from the collection. This was a scrap that says "Grow," and we have 6 flaps. This is another scrap. After I matted it, I liked how it looked, where the flower was, and I just matted it to some of the check. And I forgot to tell you that I did add in extra paper. I ordered 4 sheets of Carta Bella's White Buffalo Plaid from Country Craft Creations. This does not come with the collection, so this is an add-on. If you like the black and white, since I wanted to use this ribbon, I thought some of this added in would look really nice with this collection, and it did. So that is an add-on that you might want to add on. I just patterned this solid here, added that, and then the rest of them are just done with a little 3/8 inch strip of scrap of paper in between the 1/2 inch hinges, and then a 3/4 inches here on the bottom of each, just to utilize my scraps and leave space for photos. And then I matted this one solid. So that closes up like that. So that's the front of that. And then, held with magnets, this flips down. Make sure we stay in frame here. And then this one also flips down. And we have extra place for photos. I added some stickers. So I like using scraps of your paper and combining it with another cardstock color like I did the white to kind of break it all up and put it into blocks for photos. This is a wide space here so that these are not stacked on top of each other to make it not as thick, so that helps with that and making them lay down flat and flip good. And then I've just added a strip of paper here and some stickers, and this is a strip of paper. It is not a belly band, and added "Oh Happy Day," which is a sticker. And this comes up, and this is a flip pocket. It flips all the way back. And inside I added the inserts. So I do show you how to make the pocket, but not necessarily all the inserts. So this is just a piece of Kraft cardstock. I added the white on the back, pieced all this together to make this photo mat. This one is a booklet. This is just simply one that I cut to about 8 inches, actually 7.5, whatever scrap you have. Scored it in half and then trimmed it down to about 5.5. So that's a booklet there. So that sticks back in that pocket. And this is a large photo mat. Either cut it out of extra paper or it is a scrap. This one is 5.5 by 7.5 out of the Kraft. Added some white on the back and the pretty yellow dots here on the front, and a piece from the Ephemera pack. So I did use the Ephemera pack from the collection as well as the sticker sheet with this Oh Happy Day 12 by 12 paper collection. So this flips down, and so here we have an extra place for another photo, and this is from the Ephemera pack, and I left that open so you could stick a photo in there. Then we have on the very back, we have another flip piece. This is a large section here that is covered on the inside, but it flips up with and there's no magnet on that. The magnet is just on this element up here. This flips open. So we have 2 flaps. We have place for photo on the left and one on the right. So hold on just a moment while I adjust my camera, because I noticed that the autofocus is going in and out, and I don't like that. Okay, so sorry about that. I hope that didn't make you dizzy or anything. I am not going to re-record that part. But I've got the autofocus off now, so I'm going to have to leave a sticky note. I am using a new software program with my camera that controls the autofocus and the brightness and everything like that. The one software I used for the tutorial is different, and I didn't like the colors on it. It's kind of dark or muddy looking to me, but I can't record that, so you will notice a difference, and I do apologize for that, but going forward we'll be using this software. I just have to remember to make sure that autofocus is turned off, because we don't want that. So this area back here is all a big nice area where you could do like a scrapbook layout, and of course I used a cut apart or ephemera piece here on the right that says love, and so that flips closed. And then I added a scrap of paper, just glue on the top and the bottom and one side to make a pocket. And this is a tag from the cut aparts. I forgot to add a bow or ribbon or string there, which I probably will do. And then this is just folded from a scrap of paper, 12 inches wide by 4 inches tall. These are the easiest booklets to make. You take your 12-inch piece, put it in your scoreboard, score it 4 and 8 inches, and then fold it up and add your photo mat. So you have a really pretty booklet. And this was a cut apart on this side, and then we have, of course, one on the best day ever on the back. But that makes a nice booklet to tuck in, and then this tag just goes in right there. So all that closes up, but then you can flip it up. See if we can show you this on the side. So you have all of this area here and here, like for a 10 by 10 layout. You could do your regular scrapbooking layout with your photos, maybe some decorating there. But then if you want more space, this actually slides out and becomes a unit of its own with another area on the back for photos if you wanted to. Be careful with embellishments, because you don't want it thick if you want to go back in your album. And then you could also use that. Now, if you don't want this add-on piece, then you could just mat this down like that and use that for photos like that. So there is the add-on piece, which is a lot of fun. And I'm going to set that aside for now. Now we'll go on to the rest of the book. This album is big, but it only has 3 page sets. But each set has a lot going on. So this first one here has this magnetic piece here that lifts up, and it's made out of White Artisan Cardstock scrap of paper. It's another one of those 12-inch wide, and it is about 3 1/4, depending on your scrap. And I scored it 4 and 8, and you just fold it up and added a magnet to the back so that it would attach there. So you can leave it on here like this and lift up, or you can take it completely off. And this is a flip you can leave it on to lift this up. We have a photo mat here and a sticker. And then on the back I have the pieced sections with a sticker in the middle, which I did use powder on so that you can add a photo in there. It kind of flattens down and it is a little hard. You just have to lift it up. It is not actually stuck down. It's just like that. So we can get in under there with our photo. And on this flap, I used 2 sticker pieces from the sticker sheet. I just love these big flower elements. It's done the same way. You can actually get in there and put your photo back there. Rather than matting this down onto cardstock and then fussy cutting around, you can use like baby powder or cornstarch or whatever. I'm looking for mine. I don't see it. I have, yeah, there it is. This is embossing powder, and it had a brush on it, but I like it without the brush, so I just open it and put some on the back and rub it all over the entire piece, and that keeps it from being sticky here where you want. Then I use glue to attach it down just on the edges. So this flips up, and of course, again, we have this piece here, the photo mat. This is a photo mat that just sticks in underneath. So all 4 sides are the same. You can just stick your photo under there. This one's stuck a little bit, but there you go. So you can put it on either side. I just add the glue right down the middle of that. So that closes up. Then this big flap opens up, and you also have this section here for photos, and then you have, I'm trying to show you this section over here with the solid color in the block. So you just cut the mats the size you want, put them down, and fill in the other spaces with color or patterned paper. So the back side of page set 1 has a horizontal pocket that you will make in the tutorial, and I patterned that. Then I added this scrap of paper as a pocket, which is glued on the ends and across. So whatever your scrap is, then just tuck inside that. I made this little sweet mini book. Now this was really a scrap that I had, so it was 7.5. Whoops, let me open it again. It's longer than that. Sorry. It's actually 10 inches wide by about 3 inches, and then score, fold it up, score at 2.5, 5, and 7.5, and then that just folds up like that. Oops, I always do it backwards. There we go. There. And then that tucks in the front, in the pocket. Inside this pocket, you have another booklet. I love booklets because it gives lots of space for photos. So this is a 4x6 cut apart on the front. When this opens up, it is a 12-inch piece of cardstock. The height is 6 inches. Store at 4 and 8. You add your patterned paper. I made a pocket out of this scrap, glue on each end and across the bottom. And then these are scraps too that I just liked, and I cut them out and matted this one to the buffalo check and this one to the pink and green. So I just like that little bit of flowers there, and I just want to tuck that in and bring it like that. So we fold it back up and just tie it. And some of the seam binding ribbon that you can order from countrycraftcreations.com. Lots of pretty colors, and then I like to tie a knot in the end, so just let it fray naturally. And then I also crinkle it up with my hands to give it this kind of vintage shabby look. It's going to get shabby looking anyway, so I might as well do it on purpose, is what I thought. I also added a belly band out of a scrap of the solid paper, and then some white cardstock, and then this piece with the hats. So this is a belly band, and behind that are 2 large mats. This one's just a photo mat with the fern on the front. It is 6 inches wide by 7 3/4 tall, so that just tucks in back there. And then this one is the 6 inches wide by 8 inches tall. Just use whatever size scraps you have. I added a piece, I matted the pink and the white on the back, and then I put glue on each end of this red. Just make a belly band, so you can use it as a belly band if you want to, or you can put a matted photo over the top of it, whichever you decide to do. It's just a different treatment for it. So that's going to tuck in back in there. That's page set 1. Page set 2, here on this front side, I decided to do the blocking again, and I used the navy solid from the collection and the White Artisan Cardstock. This is just a tag from the Ephemera, and so it's left open so that a photo can go in. And then I created this out of a scrap of paper. This is, oh, not quite 6, so it was a scrap, so it's 5 7/8. Then you fold it in half, and the height of it was 4. Put these little mats and some of the ephemera in here, and it just turned out really cute. And I'm just going to leave it like that, so someone knows that you can open it. So I'm not going to use a magnet. And then this little frame from the ephemera, you can just tuck the photo down in there if you want to. This side is the ephemera, has a glue on the bottom for a tuck spot, and then I added 2 tags. This one's from a cut apart. Both of them are. Added some button string. You can check Country Craft Creations for that also. And again, the seam binding ribbon. So that just tucks in like that. And this is just some flat enamel dots on some scraps of paper to kind of decorate that corner. And this flips open. So the right side is just blocked again with these 2 long strips on either side to kind of bring the hats in with the ones across, and then these flowers here and here. And then on this big section here, I added a booklet. So this is a 12-inch again, piece of cardstock that you cut to 6 inches tall, score it 4 and 8, and fold it up, mat the 3 insides. This right piece on the outside and this piece here I matted with the pink from the collection, the solid pink, plus he cut out a 4x6 cut apart and glued it on there. So enjoy the little small things. Again, no magnet, it's just going to be free like that, and so you can just open it up and you glue the back side down onto the page. Okay, so that's that side. Now the back of page set 2. I blocked these up here, the matte and the pink dots. This is a cut apart that I matted to the solid from the collection. Added this ephemera piece and then some more of these enamel dots. And you just open this up in frame. This top part, I just added some bee stickers and the ephemera that says "You're the bee's knees." This is blocked again, depending on the sizes of your scraps or whatever you want to cut down for your photos. Here's a block here and here. And of course, this is the flap that comes down. It's getting a little hard to show. It has photo blocks here. This is open for a photo. So this is from the cut apart tags, and added a bird sticker. Then here in the center is a very large waterfall. So I blocked the first one with this pretty design here and then separated it so that we have this photo mat. And then each of these, and we do have 10 flaps, counting the top one. I left just plain craft so that you can add your photos. I think if you put mats in there, it's going to make it really too thick. So this is 3/4 inch strips and the 3/8 inch strips. I did all of these in pink. These are the different. I did 2 of each pattern to decorate these. So these just all flip up. Really nice big size. They end up being 5.5 by 9 3/4. So lots of room for photos in here. So you see each one of them with a little flip up like that for the very large page size waterfall. So you close that all up, and then this comes down, and this is held closed with a magnet right there. Page set 3. On the front of this flap, we have a belly band, which is on the teal blue solid color paper that can come to match your collection. A piece of the flowers and vases. And then this is I believe a sticker. And then I added some of the enamel dots on the end of that. Happy day. And here I have 2 of the 4x6 cut aparts that I matted to White Artisan Cardstock to make the photo mats. This is a sticker that I cut down to make it straight on the bottom, and then fussy cut around it with the Artisan Cardstock, and then I made a tuck spot right there because I don't like things falling out of my belly bands too bad. So I want them to stay in. So this flap opens up. Here we have the vertical pocket, which after I patterned it, I then added this cut apart, pretty sure that's a cut apart, and added a sticker, the earth laughs and flowers. And so glued it on the left and the right and across the bottom. I cut that to fit, and then I added a tag from the cut aparts just for you, and added the little photo mat on the back and some more of the blue seam binding. And inside I have 2 photo mats. These are just cut out scraps, so this one is about 5.5 by 5.5. I did the blocking here in the pattern papers. Punched a circle with 2 beads, and then the photo mat on the back, and another strip to fill that in. So you can make yours any size you want. And this one is blocked on this side with the patterns, and a full mat on that. And it is a 4x6 mat, so that just slides in there. I'm going to turn this away. And on this side here, we have the strips, the white 2 mats, and then I filled it in with pattern paper to match this side, and then added a You Are Awesome sticker with the hats. So that closes up, and then the back side, we have this fun magnetic card element that lifts completely up. You could put a photo back here if you wanted to. This has a cut apart. Today is a good day for a good day. I added butterfly and 2 bee stickers and some more of the enamel dots. And this is, I believe, a little bigger than 4x6. It's 4 3/8 by 6 3/8, and then the mat on the inside. So it has magnets on it. This piece here wanted to keep popping up because I didn't like it, even with this on there. So I created a magnetic belly band holder also. So this is the length of it. This is 10. Let's see. Yeah, not quite 10. 9 7/8 by 2, and then you add your magnets to the back side, and then pattern your paper. So that holds it down. So you see how this one kind of lifts a little bit. Not bad, but just a little. So these, I did the blocking 2 patterns, 2 of the white cardstock. This one opens to the right. This one opens to the left. This one drops down, and this one lifts up. And so on the inside is the same pattern, the birds, and then the 2 white. And then you have all the space for a nice scrapbook type layout. So this all folds back in. Your little magnet piece holds it down, and then this one sits right on top with the magnets. And then last, we have the inside cover. I do show you to make this pocket. I'm pretty sure the big pocket, the smaller one, maybe not, because I added it on. The first pocket, the largest one, finished size is 9 by 6.5. And then I matted that, and then I made this second out of Kraft cardstock. So the finished size is 6 by 5. So your actual cut piece, in case I didn't do the tutorial on that, is 7 inches wide by 5.5 tall, 4.5 inch, and a 1/2 inch on the other side, a 1/2 inch on the bottom. Miter cut, and then attach that down. Added the pattern paper. This pocket is just a scrap of paper, approximately 5 inches wide by 2 inches tall. Glue on just ends and across the bottom. I added this ephemera piece, some enamel dots, and then this is, I think this was ephemera piece, and then I glued it to some of the blue solid cardstock, cut a circle around it, and matted it on some chipboard so it gives it a little lift. You can see right there. And then inside this first pocket on the front, I made another one of those little booklets, and it's tied with the button string, and the green, that's the color I used of the button string. So this unfolds the top down. So this one is a piece of cardstock that is 10.5 by 3, and then I scored the 10.5 side at 3 1/4. 3 1/4, 6 5/8, no, 6 7/8, sorry, and then the last piece. And again, the easiest way to do that is when you cut your piece, I just like to fold it up to where I want the size to be. So this section would be 3 1/2, and then I fold the other one down over it. And even though there's a space there, I'm okay with that because I just pattern that and I like the way it looks. This is a sticker or ephemera piece. It says love, and I just tie this. So it's just another place for some more little photos. And then bow, and then stick that down in that pocket. And then in this pocket, next pocket, I have made these large photo tags. These are mirrored. One side's dot, one side's the flowers. And then you reverse it. I punched the circles and made the holes here, added the seam binding ribbon. I created these with a 1/2 inch corner rounder down here and an angle punch here at the top. So those both just slide in. And then in the very back of the biggest pocket, I made this photo mat, folding photo mat. I just made it out of White Artisan Cardstock. It's not matted. You could add patterned paper if you have extra left over, and then another photo mat. But this is definitely a 12-inch piece by 8, scored it in half at 6, matted the front and matted the back, and that just slides right in. So that's my 10 by 10 page album using Oh Happy Day by Carta Bella for Country Craft Creations. Again, I will have a tutorial. I will start editing and uploading that after this one is posted live on my YouTube channel. So the tutorials will be on my YouTube channel. Probably will be several parts to that. Again, it will be just for the basic construction of the album, not the actual patterning of the album or the decorating. So that's going to be something on your own. But I want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell so you know when the tutorial videos are ready. And make sure you shop and check out countrycraftcreations.com online. And I want to wish all of you the best. Stay well, stay safe. And during this time of the COVID-19, as we say in Texas, y'all stay home. Bye-bye.